This is my friend, Howard Tager, owner of YLOPO. We're gonna sit down and have a conversation. Howard is not a realtor. Howard is in the technology business. And so this little segment is called the Chat with a Tech CEO. And I think it's important for all of us to truly understand what direction technology is going in our business specifically. For like the rest of the world, we already know where it went, right? But for our business specifically, which is historically known for being 10 years behind every other business, it's catching up, and it's catching up at a very fast pace. So for the next 20 minutes or so, I hope you enjoy this conversation with Howard Tager. Thank you for being here, man. Appreciate you. Give this guy a round of applause, please. So I have a ton of questions for you, and I know that you're gonna show some fun stuff. You got a presentation that you made together that you wanna show our folks out here the way technology is going, where it's headed, what's happening. So let's start something real quick. What's the biggest change in technology that's affecting real estate right now in today's day and age?
Okay, so I think that, as I mentioned yesterday, the rise of social media. So my first company in this space was a company called Tiger Lead Solutions. Started that over a decade ago. And, we were disintermediating the industry when we came out with Google pay-per-click. I mean, I literally had to teach people what was Google pay-per-click. They had no clue. It sounds strange, right? I had to take them through the whole funnel and what was happening. And, that was 2007, right?
Which theoretically wasn't really that long ago.
Yeah, it seems like a lifetime ago,
It seems like a long time ago.
But I think that we, as human beings, we all think linearly. We think linearly. So we think that progress goes like this. But technology does not change linearly. Technology changes exponentially, geometrically. So the speed at which technology is changing now in 2019 versus 2007 is not the same. So running a tech company now is really exciting because we're literally releasing new tech every quarter, right? Like at Tiger Lead, we had the same tech for a long time, right? We're literally every quarter releasing new tech. So
that's insanity. Yeah. That's the same for any technology company
that's right.
that wants to stay in business. They have to push forward at least every quarter. They need to be pushing forward with new technology.
Yeah, so I think, if you're working with a tech company, you've got to say, not only what are you doing now, but you need to ask them, what are you doing next year? Because we don't see people really innovating that quickly, right? And so we take pride that people are always kind of chasing us. But, to sort of answer your question, it's really the rise of social media. It's the fact that everybody's plugged in to social media all the time, right? And so that's good for you. You can actually, see that as a positive, and you can get in front of them, 24/7, right? And you don't have to come up with, $50 million for, radio and TV ads. So that's cool. And the future definitely is video. We're working really closely with Facebook. Facebook is absolutely going to reward us with video ads. So video ads are critical, and you can actually get way more exposure with $1 on a video ad than you can with $1 on a static ad. That's the crazy thing, right? Facebook's really gonna reward you that. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all of that. So
when you say Facebook's gonna reward you, basically what you're saying is, because it's that type of content, Facebook is gonna give you more for your dollar.
Basically, it's that, you're going to get way more exposure because the audience is actually, you're going to get way more impressions with that video ad. So it's going to capture way more attention for that same dollar, right? So everything, I think the key word is, and you should probably write this down, the key word is automation. So back in 2007, we couldn't automate everything. We literally, so I wanted to show you this. This is gonna be the first time that anyone's ever seen this, so I'm not sure how it's gonna play. But we're automating everything for our clients. So my biggest thing is that I see so many companies out there that are like, oh, we can teach you to do this, and we can teach you to do that, but then you're doing it.
Right.
But if you're doing, you have to be a realtor and a digital marketer at the same time, Like, it's impossible. There's no way. You're lucky if you have enough time to manage yourself, manage your team, do everything you have to do. You are plumb out of time. To the fact that someone else is going to teach you how to do digital marketing is crazy. Right. So our job, we take it upon ourselves, is we understand, we come at this like, you guys are out of time. So we've got to automate everything. So now what we can do is we can take the data from the IDX data feed from your MLS, we can take all that data, which is changing 24/7, right? And we can use that data to power the creation of hundreds, if not thousands of videos automatically without you ever having to create a video. And it's just running. It's just running to your whole geo audience all the time. That's an example of automation. So the other thing is, how many people love calling and texting leads?
Everybody, right?
How many people love that?
Everybody loves it.
Okay? All right, so I'm gonna hire you if you love that. Right? So, right, we hate that. So that's why I'm gonna show you this thing. We call it Raya. No one's ever seen this in the world. We just created these animations, not sure how it's gonna play. Raya stands for Real Estate AI is Your Assistant.
Guys, so, you guys heard it here first. I just wanna point that out. This didn't happen at Inman or anything. It happened at Real Talk Conference. First time this has ever been seen.
Let's see if we can actually play this thing.
Let's do it. Let's see if it works. First of all, before we get excited.
Yeah. Well, that worked. That's good.
Hey.
Okay, so what we're doing with Raya is we understand that if you want to hire an ISA, a full-time ISA, how much is that going to cost you? $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 a month, okay, to hire someone domestically. If you want to offshore it, now you got to worry about somebody in the Philippines or Guatemala or wherever who understands what's going on to talk to your clients or your leads. That's a problem too. Still expensive, okay? With AI, with a chatbot, you literally have a computer. You have a digital assistant who can literally have 5,000 concurrent texting conversations at the same time. They never go on vacation. They never get sick. They don't have bad attitudes. You do not have to train them. They don't even take bathroom breaks. They are the most amazing employee, and you could probably have
robots are taking over the world.
So here's an example of like a conversation, right? And it's just Raya for our clients. We're literally now sending out a million text messages automatically a month. 270,000 conversations are happening. That's crazy town. That's 27% of all the text end up in a conversation. So here's one, and this was like, you know, super old lead, and so Raya's is like, sorry that we haven't really been able to connect. Okay, all of a sudden, you just never know. So we're sending, you never know. All of a sudden, Frank is like, can you help? And Frank's like, I'm looking for a 5-bedroom, 1.5 million to 2 million. So my client sends this to me like, holy shit, right? We haven't been able to contact this person in a long time, and I didn't do anything. Raya just sends this text out, and this guy's like, yeah, 1.5 to 2 million. So this was a 2-year-old Facebook lead, and our client had shown them a property 2 years ago. Crickets, silence, but Raya just keeps sending texts out, like just checking in. All of a sudden, this person's like ready to go, and they make an appointment after 2 years. So how cool is that? You've been building up all these leads. You think they're dead, but they're actually not dead. So what we did, and we'll see how this goes, is we thought, let's bring Raya to life, and let's kind of see a conversation. So let's see if this works.
Hi, Judy. It's Ashley's assistant with Keller Williams. We wanted to check in on you and see if anything good or bad stood out about the homes you saw on Facebook. There are several in the Wyoming area that I believe you missed. I could send some to you if you like. Is judy@gmail.com still a good email for you?
I thought the British accent was a good touch.
Did someone use your number by mistake? Is this not Judy? I might have found a few homes that could work in Wyoming on our website. Here's a link to some I found.
Thank you. My email is correct. Today I saw some 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhomes, but they were too expensive. I'm at this time only looking.
So to be clear, Raya is a computer. Judy has no idea that she's having a text conversation with a computer.
City at the same home since 1975. Lots of steps.
No pressure. It's always a good idea to get started looking early. What else can you tell me about the home you're looking for besides 2 beds and 2 baths? What is the budget that you're looking to stay around for the new property?
Depends on what my home is worth. It was built in 1911.
Understood.
Okay, so I'm going to pause this here. Do you guys understand what's happening here? You're on the beach having a martini. Okay, I swear to God, I have seen an agent just sitting there, chilling out and watching this conversation. I'm like, stop the conversation. Stop, Raya, pick it up. They're like, nah, Raya's gonna kill it, right? So, like, I just want you to understand, this is a real person who is having a full-on conversation with not a real person.
Hello, Melissa. This is Vicky's assistant with Keller Williams Crystal Coast. I saw you viewed some homes on our website and on Facebook in the Newport area. Are you looking for yourself or for a friend? Also, is melissa@gmail.com still a good place to send listings?
I'm looking for myself, and I have a service dog, but I just split with my boyfriend after 23 years, so I'm looking for anything right now.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that.
So,
No, did
you see
Ryan
that?
just say,
Did
I'm
you
sorry
see
to
them,
hear that?
They split with her boyfriend for 23 years, and she has a service dog.
And
so
the computer
Raya,
says, I'm sorry to hear
Raya
that.
literally says, like, what we would say if we were texting, I'm sorry to hear that. If Raya followed up with, how many bathrooms do you like, right? That's not human, right? But Raya was like, we are training her with millions of conversations. I am telling you right now, and believe me, I'm on board with you guys. It's creepy, okay? I get it. Like, I own a social media company, and I freaking hate social media. I own an AI company, and I hate AI, okay? Don't quote me on that. But it's the future, right? So you're with the future, or you're not with the future.
Hope this message finds you well, Diana.
Let's try this one.
I'm Daniel's assistant. I know Daniel tried to reach out, but I also wanted to follow up to nail down your wish list for a home. Do you prefer a house or a condo?
No, thank you. I was drunk when I was looking at nice houses. I don't even have a job right now. Sorry.
Ha, no worries. I love window shopping too. Feel free to browse as much as you'd like.
So the agent happened to be watching this, right? Because I don't think Raya's been trained to react to the I was drunk, dreaming about big homes. So he jumped in, turned Raya off, and said, no worries, it's cool. You can just search on our site, right? But
So how are you turning Raya off? Just by starting a text?
So you just basically go on our dashboard, right? Or right on your phone. Like, you just write on your phone, you just basically turn Raya off, right?
And then send your own
keep
text.
texting, right? So I have another one to show you. But that's like really critical because remember when I said yesterday that this technology is not here to replace you, okay? If you just let this thing go, but you never ever pick up the conversation and you never work with the actual
never gonna
consumer,
sell that house.
you're never gonna get a buyer, you're never gonna get a seller. What are we doing? What are we trying to do? We're leveraging, like we leverage people, we're leveraging technology. What does that mean, right? Why do law firms exist? Because the partners realized hundreds of years ago, I only have 2,000 work hours in a year. I can only bill 2,000 times whatever. That's all I'm ever gonna make. But if I start a big law firm and I've got all these levels of lawyers below me, now I can make money off of all their hours, which is what they do. They're leveraging people. You guys can leverage people, but you can leverage technology so that you don't have to have 50 concurrent texting conversations. The entire journey now is automated. From the lead generation, and I hate the word lead, right? The relationship generation, to the relationship nurture, constantly remarketing and bringing them back. And then Raya's looking at who's got elevated search behavior, and she's proactively, automatically for you, reaching out. And so you're waiting for the conversations to happen. We automatically text you, right? That's automatic. We tap you on the shoulder. And someone asked me yesterday, they're like, who's your biggest competition? And it was a great question. I thought about that. I'm like, and I'm thinking about all these companies, and I'm like, no. And my greatest competition is with my clients. Honestly, it's with real estate agents and teams and getting people to take that last mile off of all the automation, right? We're bringing it all there. But at the end of the day, you are the most important part of the equation. You're the most important part of developing that relationship.
We're the piece that makes it work.
No one's ever going to disintermediate the agent. That's impossible.
Right.
Agents are not salespeople, right? They're consultants, they're psychologists, they're transaction people, they're lawyers, they're like everything, right? But at some point, you got to pick up the conversation.
Hello, Alex. This is Eric's assistant, and we're with Keller Williams. I saw you viewed some homes on my website and online in the Waverly area. Are you looking for yourself or for a friend? Also, is alex@gmail.com still a good place to send listings? Did someone use your number by mistake? Is this not Alex? I might have found a few homes that could work in Waverley on my website. Here's a link to some I found.
So she's persistent. She just keeps texting the leads, right? Until they tell her to, like...
Alex. Sorry for no response. My wife sent me that house and it's great, but Waverly would be too far from where we work.
Are you considering a move in next year or so? Oops,
Yes, we're in the process of looking
she
for a
makes
place.
a purposeful typo. You see that? And then she corrects it so that the consumer really thinks that he's talking to a person. It's very clever,
Essentially
right?
anywhere from Hanover to Princeton.
So they're getting into all the details. I got to tell you that Alex didn't talk to Raya for a while. She was just persistent. The second he texted her back, because she's a computer, you might have been busy. You might have been out talking to your lender or meeting a home inspector. Raya is never not available.
Helps us out a lot. I have your preferences down here, and I'll set up a personalized search for property.
So anyway, there's a lot more. I think you get the idea. But most of these ended up in transactions, double dips, buys and sells. And this is all brand new. We're the only ones in the industry that have it. And it's
now,
crazy.
I would like to ask the room, because I know how we are in our industry, and we're afraid to make leaps like that and give up control. How many of you guys are willing to let artificial intelligence have these types of conversations with your clients? It's insane. They're ready. They're ready, which, by the way, if we would have asked that same question 5 years ago, no one in this room would have raised their hand, because they would have not known enough. But the real estate professionals getting smarter, and they understand that to stay busy and stay savvy in this business, you need to be available, because there's too many distractions out there.
Yeah, look, I agree, and it pains me every single time I call a real estate agent, because I'm a 7-figure buyer, right? And every time I call a real estate agent and I get their voicemail, with technology the way it is now, shame on them.
Right.
Shame on them. If a consumer ever tries to reach you and it goes to voicemail, that's like 10 years ago, right? So the only thing I ask is that, we do all this stuff, but at least pay attention when we're tapping you on the shoulder and say, we literally tap our agent's shoulder and say, there's a conversation going on right now. So, you got to be able to stop Raya, pick it up, get in there, and it's a seamless handoff, right?
Right.
So it just works. And again, don't look at technology as a threat. Look at it as a way to make your lives easier, and save your time, and make more money.
I'm glad that you said that, because one of my questions for you was, how should real estate professionals like these guys sitting here embrace this sort of tech?
Look, I think that you don't have a choice, right? I mean, every type of agent is different. If you're a super high-end luxury buyer and you work this one mega multi-million-dollar gated community and you've been there forever and everybody knows you, that's cool. There is nothing wrong with that business. That's a great business. I get that, okay? Right. But how many of us dominate that one gated multi-million-dollar community, right? And how long are we going to dominate it before someone else comes in, applies technology, and takes your market share, right? Right. So if you're not embracing technology, you're going to become a dinosaur. There's this.
And it's so easy to be a dinosaur in this business.
It's really easy.
You could lose track real fast.
But I think that as Johnny Moe just said, you guys are one step ahead of everyone else because you came here. Come here. Go to masterminds. When you go to masterminds, you learn from the people, the other agents who are using tech, and they're really. What I found about this industry is, most of my big influencer, huge clients, I mean, we work with the biggest teams literally in the world. They love to come up on stage and give. Yeah. They don't like to necessarily give to people that are in their market, but outside of their market, they're giving, right? So learn from those folks. But you can literally now automate everything. And if you don't know how to do it, you're coming to the right type of forum to learn how to do it.
So let's talk about, we've got like a minute left.
Yeah.
We're realizing that all this type of technology and all the changes that are happening in our industry are not because we're changing, it's because our client is changing, right? And so what's client behavior like now that makes us lead to this sort of technology?
Right, so I think you've probably heard this before. You guys are in the age of instant gratification. You guys yourselves want instant gratification. I want instant gratification. I go to Uber Eats, I want my meal in 25 minutes. I go to Amazon, I want that thing, one click buy right now, right?
I go to
I'm
an Instacart. I don't go to the supermarket for anything.
So everything, you go to a website and it's like, okay, yeah, we're gonna process this and we'll deal with you tomorrow. Like, you're gone. You're to their competition. You're done. Yeah. Same thing in real estate, guys. Real estate, realize that. If that consumer doesn't speak to you or go see that home right now or get the answer to their question, they're gone. So you need to be always present in front of them, and that's what we're thinking about with technology. You can be constantly 24/7 present in front of them and there with your automated assistant to literally help people and answer their questions. So it's the age of instant gratification, and that's what tech can help you solve.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much for this today. This is, how many of you guys are mind blown right now? That's what I'm talking about, man. This is insane, and I'm really excited that you came here, you shared it with us before anybody else. If you guys want to see this presentation again, we'll go to Inman.
Inman in January, yep.
Inman in January, but man, I can't thank you enough for putting this on the screens. And believe it or not, it took him a little bit of time to really think about it. I think you put this together yesterday or something, because
we've been working on those videos for a while, but I wasn't sure if I was going to show it today.
Exactly.
But like last second, I'm like, let's just do it. Let's just throw it up on the stage. So
well, thanks for that.
It is the future.
This is the future, ladies and gentlemen. Give this guy a round of applause right here.
Thank you.
Thank you, man.